looks like getting ready to go there. They're going to go to that first pick on the starting line. That is going to be way on that inside, and that is the preferable spot. Obviously, with snow conditions being what they are, we have a small course, but no shortage on race action. Her body lining right up next to him.
And then rolling in alongside is Jordan Beese on that number 228 FXR BTR machine. The point leader will be rolling in next to him. Guy carrying the red plate, that's Creighton Dillon on that Thien Motorsports Skidoo from Zephyr, Ontario. And next to him from Quebec, that is Nathan Malou. We saw him at the Skidoo Grand Prix de Valcourt last week, and he makes the run down. Winner, 1 round to go. Nick Lorenz on the West Coast Custom Skidoo number 2. Tyler Ruman on the 25, that is an Arctic Cat. Jeremy Beaulieu on the Skidoo, and another Arctic Cat companion, Trent Whitwer, who has had some solid finishes here in the middle stretch of the season. We'll round out the field for our first heat race of the evening.
That's right. We have a full heat race. A lot of fast runners in this one. So pay attention to where Whitwer is going to line up. Obviously, it's going to be on the outside, but he might elect to go to the back row.
And I think he has, because I could just see the fairing of his sled, and there he is, yeah. You know, Robbie, normally I would say, why would you want to give up a front row start? But this might not be a bad strategy call.
Well, just one night ago, our leader, points leader, Creighton Dillon, he elected to line up in the back row, and he found himself coming around that first corner in fourth, which put him in great position for an overall. Obviously had a little mistake, cost him a little bit more, but they played that last night. They're gonna play it again tonight, but watch Creighton. I feel sorry for these guys. He's not happy the way last night ended, and he wants to right those wrongs, and first thing he's gonna do right here is try to get out front early.
Ready to go green. Good launch for Creighton there out of that fourth starting position, and he and Lorenz are going to be ski to ski. Lorenz comes around the outside. We haven't seen too many people do that yet. He has the lead. Dillon fighting for the number 2 spot.
Yeah, Lorenz just out-muscled him, and that has not happened yet this year. Usually it's Creighton doing all the muscling as they go around this inside. Yeah, a little change up there. Creighton sitting second. Lorenz out front.
So Lorenz leads here as we end lap number 1. Takes the inside through the Skidoo corner. Most everybody else is following suit. That outside may not have developed yet, but the lines and the track conditions will change as we go through the evening. Right now it's about a 2 sled length gap for the round 9 winner here in the lead.
So picking right where he left off is Lorenz, looking solid. Unreal, what a little confidence. Quick win like he did last night. And obviously him and Anson Shield battled it out, but right now he is out front, and he's not even getting caught right now by Creighton. And trust me, Creighton's not sitting back relaxing.
And one thing we can point out here for our viewers and those that are watching on site right now is you can see the snow roost is a lot different than it was last night when it was wet and heavy. Today we're getting snow dust.
Yeah, it's sugary out there. That's the only thing I can think of is the big plate of sugar is all they're playing around in right now. And you see Creighton, he's changing things up and doing whatever he can, but you see the roost he just took there. He's getting a lot of that, and when you get that roost, you just can't see, and when you can't see, you usually have to let off the gas a little bit. And it's unfortunate, but not for our leader, Lorenz, looking solid.
Yeah, and Dillon took a little bit of a different line coming out of that Skidoo corner on the inside. It kind of pinched it down to get a little bit of a different run at the rhythm section. I don't know that it necessarily helped him in his forward progress here with a couple laps still to run in this qualifier, but he is keeping Lorenz within sight.
He sure is. Lorenz has to be perfect. One little slip up, and you're going to have Creighton trying to work something. And look at Creighton, he's going to work that outside a little bit. Different line, try something. Not sure if it's going to work, but I love to see him trying different stuff. It just shows confidence, and he's got a lot of it right now, and he's losing losing the tail, but at least he's moving around trying stuff.
I think he figures at this point better to learn the lesson from what happened in qualifying for round 9 when he crashed on the verge of being the #1 qualifier and had to run the LCQ. Tonight he knows that Lorenz is going to take this first heat race, and like you said, Robbie, he's doing some homework right now.
Yeah, and I don't blame him at all for what happened last night. It was a little eager, yeah, but guess what? He's trying to win, and that's what he's geared to do. But somebody geared to win right now. Nick Lorenz takes the win.
Creighton Dillon will finish second. Nice run for Jordan Beese on the Arctic Cat there, coming away third. Jeremy Beaulieu will take the #4 spot, and the rest of the finishers will make their way through, including Rose, Whitworth, Horbati, Uman, and Nathan Malou as we wrap up the first heat race here in round 1 of Pro Light qualifying. By the way, the points lead for Creighton Dillon is 64 over Nick Lorenz coming into tonight. Anson Shield is third in points, followed by Evan Christian and Kenny Mandrick. You're looking at Bailey Forrest, who had a rough and tumble night last night, quite literally. Good to see him back up and running. There's Adam Ashline on the number 710. That's that elite motorsports team, one of the new teams to AMSOIL Championship Snocross this year. There's Anson Shield on the number 44, AMSOIL US Air Force Skidoo.
And he almost had that win last night. Ran into the back of a lapper and obviously cost him a little bit of time, but talked to him this afternoon and he's feeling good and confident. Take all the positives that he can.
The other riders in the field, Drew Freeland, Jesse Kirchmeier, showtime in the house. Emerald Legendre on the 144, Cale Callan on the 34. For Green Mountain Racing, Oscar England on the 339, and it's good to have Devin Denman back. They were literally taking a sled out of the event center that was on display. They rolled it by us in catering earlier today, and I think Devin said something about, let's see if we can destroy this one.
Yeah, he sure did. And he had a close call last night. Almost came off that sled and got injured, but he's a tough old veteran right there, and he's ready to go. Lining up 9th, it's going to be a lot of work all the way out there, but these two here you're going to want to keep your eye on. They are definitely starting to separate from the pack a little bit.
Yeah, and they're coming from the middle. Now, Drew Freeland, he has the best gate, I guess you would say, by being on the inside, but you got to get to the turn first to box everybody else out.
You bet. One thing that's going to be always crucial, and you can see the countdown right there. We're sitting at 6 seconds. Once it goes 0, it will go green within 5 seconds. Here we go.
All right, away we go. Good start for Bailey Forrest. He came through from that second starting position. He will lead the pack as they come down into the Skidoo corners here for the first time, but he's got company with Freeland right behind.
Yeah, I see Krajcik going down on that start. It's going to be a long heat race for him. Looks like Ashline's going to move himself right into that 3rd spot.
Oh, and I think he got a little help from behind. Wow, that was Bailey Forrest, I think, throwing a leg off. Or no, that was Oscar England throwing a leg off on the 339 there.
Yeah, that was England that went down.
So up front it is Forrest. Freeland giving chase. Ashline has moved himself up into 3rd. Kirchmeier holding off Legendre, and Shield didn't get a good start. He is back there in 6th, trying to work his way forward. He may have just grabbed the spot there. Yes, he did. He got by Emmerich Legendre, so he's into the top 5.
Yeah, look at Freeland. He is all over Bailey Forrest, and he's going to be trying to just stay out of that roost enough to get a clear shot and maybe try to get in position to make a pass. But
now for him, it's like Grateful Dead, trouble ahead, trouble behind, because Ashline is coming on strong now and was within a couple of sled lengths of Freeland. So at some point, he's going to hear that sled get louder and louder behind him and know that somebody's coming.
And you got Kirchmeier too, down in your top 4.
Freeland trying to cross over here to the inside, going into the Skidoo complex. Couldn't quite get it done. There's the man of local generation. He's from about 20 minutes down the road, Jesse Kirchmeier.
Wow, Freeland's found a line through there. It's a little risky, but it might pay off. Pay attention next lap around.
Yeah, and Ashline is kind of watching the lines that these two are taking, and he might be taking himself to school here trying to figure something out if one of them makes a mistake, and there is Ashline, that black Elite Motorsports number 710 sled. And on the left side of the screen, that is Drew Freeland, currently running in second. But the laps are ticking away here while Bailey Force continues to lead.
Yeah, Bailey Force putting it together. Start to finish, 2 laps to go. Looks like he is on cruise control right now. Doesn't even look like he's putting that much effort in.
And what I find interesting about the way the track is developing here, Robbie, as we follow our leader, Bailey Force, when he comes into this rhythm section, the first half of it is flow. You're just kind of bouncing across the top. But the further you go, the deeper the holes get, and you wind up having to jump.
Yeah, pay attention to that. Those whoops and bumps will get deeper and more holed out as we go throughout the night. Remember, these guys are starting off with a perfect track, and it's only going to get worse from there. But
that is the challenge of racing on the AMSOIL Championship Snocross level. You're not only racing your competitors, you're racing the track. And Bailey Force did a great job wire to wire. He'll grab the second heat here in round 1 to Pro Light, followed by Drew Freeland and Adam Ashline. Kirchmeier hangs on for a nice 4th. Shield finishes in 5th, and then it looks like Legendre, Callan, and England will complete the field for this second heat race. So a nice comeback for Bailey Force, and a nice little momentum builder after he got banged up a little bit last night.
That's right. Sure did. Anson Shield is going to be shaking his head a little bit after this one. Didn't really get the start he was looking for, and unfortunately that's kind of where he stayed.
So one more heat of Pro Light before we get into the AMSOIL Pro Triple Crown action here in round number 10. This next heat race is going to feature Eric Downs, Tyler Archambault, Evan Christian, who is currently 4th, only 2 points back of Anson Shield coming into this 10th round. Topi Posty, he's sitting in the top 10 in points. Kenny Madrick is 5th in the point standings. Colton Krajcek is here this weekend, riding very well. Josh Shepard and Cameron Wackler round out the field. Here is your PerTech track report. 24 hours ago, it was 9 degrees warmer, and the wind was blowing from the opposite direction. Other than that, everything is exactly the same.
Yeah, it sure is. Wind chill at 11 degrees, though. Visibility only 4 miles. Snow conditions dry and sugary, and that is the key to this. Sugary snow. Takes a different clutch setup, takes a different goggle setup, takes a different glove setup. There's a whole bunch of things that are going to change for these riders. They won't be wiping their goggle, they just won't be able to see anything. This snow won't stick, it'll just blind you to get behind somebody.
You're giving me a nice warm fuzzy feeling that makes me glad I'm sitting here in the booth.
That's right.
You have to hand it to these competitors because, you know, they're not just racers. To do this kind of thing and flog one of these heavy snowmobiles around and make it look easy, that takes some serious athletic fortitude.
Sure does.
Hey, we got a great crowd on hand here tonight. They're lined up on the hillside, elbow to elbow, staying warm up there.
Yeah, one of the best parts of this track and this event that we have is this hillside. Gives you a great vantage point to watch the races.
Yeah, and we are thrilled after a year off because we didn't have enough snow. We are thrilled to be back here at the Seneca Allegheny Resort and Casino.
And we had just enough snow.
Yes.
Just enough.
Yes. Major shout out to the entire snowmaking operation that actually, well, they had to do it twice because they did it the first time and then we got rain here in the Northeast. I say we because I'm based 2 hours northeast of here in the Finger Lakes region, and I killed the snowpack. So it was, okay, let's hope it gets cold enough to start over. It did. And now we're here and it's even snowing right now.
That's right. Here's our lineup for this third heat, round 1, third heat. Eric Downs, Tyler Archibald, Evan Christian, Toby Posty, Kenny Madrick, Colton Krajcek.
There's Toby. One of the, he and Trent Witt were some of the smaller sized racers in this field. By that I mean just physical stature. They're shorter, they're a little more compact, but
they sure are little guys, and not little in heart though.
All right, that clock is counting down.
Ooh, I heard early movement there. Are we going to have somebody getting a black flag?
Yes,
Topi
we
Posty.
do. Yep.
Now, unfortunately for Topi,
Yeah.
he went just a little too early, and this is going to be hard to make up.
I think he had the right idea. Everybody else goes inside. I'll go outside and be able to carry my speed. But somebody else, you notice, was alongside of him, and he had to wait for him. So that kind of killed the whole methodology behind dropping to the rear there.
I think that was Evan Christian who elected to go the outside, and it might have paid off for him. Here we go.
Look at the start one more time.
Oh, yeah, Topi.
Yep.
Yeah, it's way too early, and I think he knew right away.
So Tyler Archibald holds the lead. Eric Downs in a battle for the number 2 spot. Colton Krajcik just about rear-ended him, and here comes Evan Christian. Evan looking for the hip check move on the inside. You're going into the skidoo corner in that battle for that spot.
And look at Evan making short work. He wants to get going. Krajcik's gonna fight him off a little bit more, but
different rhythms there through that last portion, and ooh, Evan falls back, and he can't fall too far back. There's Kenny Mandrick, your 5th place guy in points, 4th on the racetrack right now, trying to charge his way in there. So Archibald continues to lead over Downs. They have gapped a little bit. We're watching this battle for 3rd. Right-hand side of the screen is your 3rd place sled, Colton Krajcik. Outside of him, the red sled, Evan Christian. Oh, he was looking for the cutback move, and Mandrick almost stuck his snout in there.
good word with your snout. Oh, Evan almost kicked off that sled. He's selecting that outside. It is starting to come together. I feel like in another race or two, that outside is going to be the preferred line. So pay attention to that.
He drops back here on the low side again, trying to knife his way underneath Krajcik. Krajcik's doing a great job riding defensively here. He's not crowding Evan, but he is taking the lines away.
Yeah, we'll see how close Evan can get here. Look at that outside line. He's able to get a little better run through the whoop section. Still not enough.
And they are starting to draw in on Eric Downs, who is not too far in front of him. Maybe a second in front of him. So as this battle continues, they are catching 2nd place, and Tyler Archibald continues to enjoy about a 1.5 second cushion at the head of the class.
And you keep seeing Mandrick kind of creep into the picture there. He's not too far off either. So
coming through, couple laps left to run. We haven't seen a lot of Colton Krajcik this year. Evan Christian leapfrogs the inside lane, takes the line away, textbook pass.
And that was an absolutely perfect setup and execution of a pass, and you're not going to get much sweeter than that.
That comes at the right time there as the white flag has waved.
Can he do it again? Watch this. He's going to go for it.
Oh, he's up alongside. Couldn't stay there, but now he's going to get a run here as they head down through this FXR and U.S. Air Force Flyaway rhythm section. Nose down. That costs Downs the 2nd spot here as they come to the flag.
He got it. Evan Christian making work happen on that last lap. Went from 4th to 2nd. Excellent job.
And for Eric Downs, I think it was just that one little unforced error coming out of the end of the rhythm section. The sled nose down hard, and that was just enough for Evan to sneak underneath him. All right, that wraps up our first round of Pro Light qualifying for you here this evening at the U.S. Air Force Snocross National. We're at the Seneca Allegheny Resort and Casino in Salamanca, New York, and when we come back, we're going Amsoil Pro Racing. The first leg of the Triple Crown is coming up.